It may have an understated dark blue paint job, but the exhaust growl of a 1964 Plymouth Sport Fury, owned by Nate Sornborger of Harwinton, Connecticut, gives away its true nature.
Nice to drive car, you know, not a hot rod, but you get on the gas and it goes.
Sornborger has been a Mopar enthusiast since he was a teenager.
Back 30 years ago, I restored a lot of late 60s Mopars and got out of that. And then, maybe 10 years ago, had a 55 Dodge step-side pickup and a motorcycle and kind of got sick of both of those and was looking for a B-body Mopar again.
It was more than 2 years ago that he bought the 1964 Sport Fury from a guy in Torrington.
It turned out that a good friend of his had bought it down in Delaware, and, you know, just like a car that his dad had when he was a kid, they drove around in it a lot. And so he flew down to Delaware, bought the car, drove it back here, put it in the garage, and it sat there for about a year, and this fella got cancer, and he died. But he left the car to his best friend. Well, his best friend was a Chevy guy. And he already had enough cars. So he decided he was going to sell it.
Sornborger learned of its availability and decided to check it out.
It was nice and original, and all those little details around the edges were original still. You know, nobody had really hacked it or done anything weird to it. And price was fair, so I bought it, took it home.
Being more than 55 years old at the time, it needed some work.
It was worn. And so from there, I dove into, you know, doing some work on it. That fall, I decided that I needed to rebuild the engine. It had, you know, 80,000 original miles on it, but it wasn't great.
It got a new suspension, and the 426 cubic inch V8 Wedge engine got rebuilt. He then drove it for the summer of 2020 before tackling the paint.
It just wasn't great. So last winter, I dove in again and, you know, sanded all the paint off of it, straightened out the panels, which were pretty straight to begin with. But, you know, over time, they get some wiggle to them. And straightened everything out, did the body work, painted it, and put it back together.
Plymouth built the Fury model between 1959 and 1978.
And so the Sport Fury was the top of their pile. It came with a center console. It came with nicer trim. It had chrome in the interior.
For all but 3 years, it was a full-size model. Sornborger's Sport Fury is an example of the model's short run as a mid-size car.
In 62, 3, and 4, a Fury was a B-body.
When he acquired it, Sornborger not only got a nice Sport Fury, he also got a bit of automotive memorabilia thanks to what came with it.
When I got it, it was original. I have the original window sticker for it. I've got, you know, in the glove box is the little service book, you know, with all the oil changes and that stuff, and a few receipts. And so I looked through, and there's the name of a guy and an address in Delaware. And so I get him on the phone, and he says, well, you know, can I help you? And I said, yeah, did you buy a blue Plymouth Sport Fury in 1964? Yeah, I did. Right off, you know, I ordered it and you know, had it delivered. I know it was a Rantoul, Plymouth and Rantoul, Illinois. And so it was sort of neat, you know. And
it's probably not often the case when a classic car buyer gets to connect with the original owner.
He enjoyed the fact that somebody had this thing and cared about it, and I was having a great time talking to the guy who bought this.
That's Ride Connecticut. I'm Bud Wilkinson, and just another reminder, subscribe to Ride Connecticut's YouTube channel.